Today we are going to talk about the nodular sclerosis. We have talked about something about the Hodgkin lymphoma, about the classifications. Now we will go classifications, the detail of the classifications of the Hodgkin lymphoma. The first one and the most common one is that of the nodular sclerosis. So from the name you can guess something that it is some sort of nodule formation and sclerosis. So somebody can say that in this type of Hodgkin lymphoma, in the lymph nodes, when you take the biopsy of the lymph node and you start to examine, you start to see, you can find some collection of the lymphocytes, especially the B lymphocytes, along with in the background or in the interstitium there present enough sclerosis or fibers. You can see collagen fibers. So because of that, it is called as the nodular sclerosis. So if you want to know something more about this, the nodular sclerosis, so it's a type of a classical Hodgkin lymphoma characterized by sclerosis and presence of a diagnostic red Steinbock cell and other B-cell tumor that display lacunar type of morphology. So what is lacunar type of morphology? What are the lacunar red Steinbock cells? We will discuss later. The architectural pattern consists of a grouped lacunar cells in lymphoid nodules surrounded by collagen bands, and it is positive for CD30, CD65, CD3, CD20, 1CA, and negative for CD15 and CK. So you need to remember about the nodular sclerosis that it is the most common type and it has lacunar red Steinbock cells. It has mild, or we can say fibrosis or sclerosis or the collagen bands, and it is CD30, CD65, CD3, CD20, 1CA positive, and CD15 and CK negative. So if we talk about what are the red Steinbock cells, so the red Steinbock cells we already discussed in our previous video. These are the malignant cells caused by the lymphocytes. They are large cells than the other normal lymphocytes, approximately 45 micrometer in diameter, with multi-nuclei or only one nucleus with multiple nuclear loops. So in this particular diagram, we can see that this is what the red Steinbock cell. This is the cytoplasm. Here, the two nuclei inside that chromatin or the nucleoli compact and condense. So it is what the red Steinbock cell, which is quite enough larger than that of the normal lymphocytes. So it is like this: cytoplasm, binucleated, and nucleus, ovali appearance. This is what the red Steinbock cell, and it is the hallmark for the Hodgkin lymphoma. If we talk about the lacunar cell that we can see in only nodular sclerosis, so they are the red Steinbock cell variant that contains one or more or one or two nuclei in the middle of a lacuna. This is because of the cytoplasm disruption occurs during the cutting of section. So now we can see here these cells are also enough larger than the normal cells. So these two cells, they are called lacunar. Why? Because they have an empty space around it. So it has a nuclear material, or we can say this is what the cell, maybe multinucleated, maybe uni. So this is what the nucleus, and around the nucleus the cytoplasm is concentrated, while this region is quite empty. So this is what we call as space or lacuna. So that's why we can say that this is what a lacunar red Steinbock cell, and which is a diagnostic method or diagnostic for nodular sclerosis. If you want to go further detail, then I can show you this image, that it is nothing but a sample of lymph nodes. So this is what a lymph node biopsy, because I already said that lymphoma always has an origin from the lymph nodes. So basically the proliferation of the cells we can see in lymph nodes. So here we can see a fibrous band, a thick fibrous band. These are the pink or mild reddish in color, so they are the collagen fibers. These are the collagen fibers. And this is what the germinal center. In the center we can see enough proliferation of lymphocytes. So, and if you zoom further, we can see these cells, they have white cytoplasm or lacuna there. So these are what? The lacunar red Steinberg cells. If you go further deep into the histology of this, we can see here also that this region is the fibrous band, collagen fiber deposits all around. Here proliferation. Okay, so it is sclerosis type. But for visualization of the lacunar cell, I must go for further magnification. So here it's a beautiful image. We can see that, see, this is what a slide of sample of lymph node of a patient having nodular sclerosis type, Hodgkin lymphoma. So all these cells, they are what? These are the lacunar cells. See how beautiful. So all these are the lacunar cells. And we can also find the blood vessels in here. See, and we can also find some cell with a red cytoplasm. So this is what the eosinophil. Here eosinophils. So we can also find eosinophil, we can also find plasma cells, we can also find macrophages that are trying to engulf the tumor cells. So in this particular diagram, we can see lymphocytes, we can see plasma cells, eosinophils with red cytoplasm and macrophages. So all can see here. Okay, so here macrophage, lymphocytes, and red, slightly red, they are the eosinophils. So here the difference between the lacunar and the red Steinberg cell. This is what a lacunar cell. This is the nucleus, the cytoplasm that comes close to the nucleus, leaving a space around it. This is the space. And red Steinberg cell is, this is the cytoplasm cell, nuclei, two nuclei, and this is the cytoplasm and nuclei. Okay, so here again lacunar cell, fibers, lacunar cell, lacunar red Steinberg cells. Okay, this is what red Steinberg classical, and this is the lacunar. So this is something about the nodular sclerosis.